Alabama's Morning News. I'm JT. Joining us now, Dr. Jason West, to talk a little bit more about what it's going to look like as far as going back to school this year. Doctor, welcome in. Thanks for being with me.
Well, thanks so much for having me, JT. And guess what? You guys are not the only ones that are worried about this. Everybody's coming in. A third of my patients are saying, oh, my gosh, I don't want my kids to go back to school. A third of them are saying, I can't wait for them to go back to school. And everybody else is in the middle going, what do we do?
What do we do? What do we do? Well, what about this herd immunity and getting kids back into social situations and just battling through this, since they're probably the ones that will least likely have serious problems with coronavirus? Where are you on this?
Well, what I tell people is when they say, well, I want my kids to not have any problems with the coronavirus or other sicknesses, and I'm saying this is not a problem to do. Let's just put them into a plastic bubble. Let's make sure they have no contact with anybody else or the outside world. And that's not reasonable. It's not feasible to do that, but that's kind of what patients are asking. And then what I say is what we really need to do is work on getting them as healthy as possible, getting them outside moving, get them off the Xbox, get them away from foods that are lowering their immune system, which are sugar foods, and let's get them back into normal life. The incidence of COVID infection in kids is literally almost nothing.
Right. Well, there's so many parents that are kind of freaked out about this. As long as they don't have to deal with it and they're doing their own social distancing, they've been kind of quarantined all summer and had the kids at home and, keeping them away from mass crowds. But all of a sudden now it's like, all right, mom and dad. So some parents, they're being told it's time to let them out of the cage and bring them back in the general population. And that anxiety level for these parents is going through the roof. So when you see patients come in and they have these conversations with you about their kids going back to school, and I agree with you, I think they should go back to school. What do you say to them? How do you calm them down and kind of bring them around to realizing, yeah, it's probably best that we do put the kids back in school?
Well, one of the best examples, I had a mom come in yesterday and literally worked up, very stressed, and I can understand this. I have 5 children of my own, so I know what she's going through. And she's like, Dr. West, what should I take to help with this? And I said, I got the perfect solution. You should take a break from media. That's what you should take.
Well, I tell you, the mass media feeding this is certainly causing chaos, and I think a lot of this has to do with create chaos. That way we can get somebody else in the White House. And people can say all day long, how can you say that politics is ruling the situation here? It's a medical issue, not a politic. Oh, really? Let's not kid ourselves.
I think you're going to see a massive, there's going to be a total cure, like November 6th or 7th. All this is going to be totally fixed. And I just want everybody to be aware, practical sense. Yes, take a break from the media, but also if we put healthy and alive foods in our body, if we increase our water intake, which helps to lubricate our mucous membranes, which is, basically the pathways for food and air in our system, and get healthy and alive foods in our system, we're going to be fine. I understand all parents are concerned with this, but the risk factors for kids are so low. Let's just get them healthy and let's get them back to normal.
Yeah, do things to build the immune system. I've heard vitamin D, vitamin C, lots of water. All of this are good things that we ought to be doing anyway. And I'm with you. I agree that kids are probably going to be least likely to have serious complications from this. And not doing it, creates more psychological anxiety problems inside the home. And we've got to get out and get going. And that includes our kids. So we've delayed it again here in this one district in Hoover, Alabama. It was August 6th start date. Now it's August 20th. So I guess they're trying to still figure some things out as social distancing to try and balance between, getting them back and also being safe about it so we don't freak everybody out. But, yeah, I think you're right, Doctor. We need to get moving on this and get them back in there. I appreciate your time this morning.
You're welcome. Stay safe and stay healthy.